What up, Mortal Kombat fans? We are back with more Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. How to beat the game on very hard. Anybody can do it, and I'm going to show you how to do level 2. Now, before we get into it, this level's a little bit tricky, so we'll see how it plays out. But the first thing first is when we go in here, there's an enemy in here. I'm going to jump kick the enemy. Sometimes they will jump kick back. Without further ado, let's jump into part 2 of how to beat Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero on very hard. And let's get into it. I jump kick, and you will avoid him sometimes like that. So these ledges here. Wait for the wind. I'll slow down a little bit here. So I'm used to doing this level fast, but if you're new to this level, I would recommend walking through here, through this section, but you'll go around this curve, and right here's your first big jump. These platforms will fall. If you run into these enemies, a lot of times you can hit your high kick, back high kick combo, and it will do a great job knocking them off. Or you can land on the preface of the ledge like that, and then jump up, deliver a jump kick, and then a standing kick to knock them off. Like that. So that's how you can handle those enemies. When you're on these ledges, feel free to take your time. I mean, this isn't Sonic the Hedgehog. There's no need to go fast. Now, on this spoon part right here, when they appear on the screen, just jump, and you'll land on them. So you don't really have to... like, when you jump, don't go messing with your... You don't have to land on it. When you jump, just jump, and you'll land on it. As soon as they appear on screen, as soon as the next spoon appears on the screen is when you want to jump. Now here, there's going to be wind that comes up. You're going to want to wait for that wind. So, a lot of times, and that platform will fall. Now, if we would have killed the enemies in the first stage, instead of passing them, we would have a slide. And we could have slid onto this rope. But, we don't have the slide yet. So, we'll have to hop over here. Just hit left and you'll jump over here, and then you can go diagonal back and land on the rope. To make the jump from left to right here, just hit right on your D-pad and you will just jump right over. And that's it. And then you're on the next level here. These enemies, if they fight back, a lot of times they will really begin to put up a good strong fight. I don't recommend getting into the mix with these enemies if they do put up a fight. But, now we're heading over here to get our first key. So right up here, we do have another enemy. Now, he fell off the ledge, so sometimes the enemies can respawn behind you if you knock them off a ledge, so be very cautious. If you are fighting an enemy and you knock them off a ledge, be vigilant because they may appear behind you and roundhouse kick you to another plateau. Be very careful because if you jump directly off that, you might land in there and fall directly through. So that key is a checkpoint. Now I'm going to show you what I was talking about here. That kick right there often does help. Now, we're running low on health, so... And this game is about item management. So, we're going to go in here, we'll just use an herb, and that gives us a little more space to work with. There we go. Every time you land a jump kick, you can essentially hit them with a standing kick and it'll knock them off. You have to wait for the wind here as well. Sometimes the wind takes longer than... seemingly seems to take forever. Now this is where you'll go into your item and use your first key. And this is where you gotta wait for the wind for just a second. Because if you jump it first, right out of the gate, you can fall right through it to your death. So, I'm gonna go over here. Make sure you run off that. Now that we have our slide equipped, because you do unlock your special moves throughout this game. You can slide down there, grab the key, then you're going to go back over here. You're going to ride this all the way up top. Just like that. Now, if you're new to this game, wait and you'll go up to the top and you'll bounce in the wind there for a second and you'll know you're at the top. So you're going to use the key there. You have an enemy in here that you need to freeze and push over here. Just put him right on this thing right here. Make sure he's good and frozen. Now, that spot that I cleared up earlier is so we had room right here for this, because that's our next key. Now leave him there chilling out. Run so you do not get sucked into the vacuum there, because you will end up getting killed by the saw blades, or by the air turbines. So, that is that section done. Now we're coming up on some falling platforms. So, this is where you go over here. Now, let me lock in. Excellent. Okay, the swinging platforms. The trick to this is when you land your first jump, which can be tricky. I screw it up sometimes. Still, it's an audio cue for me, and it's right when it's at the peak of its jump, about to come back is when you make the jump. But when you make your land, when you first land, just jump to the next one. That's it. That's the secret. But let's go ahead and do it together. Right there is wrong. See, don't do that. Don't do that right there. That was absolutely the wrong way to do it. Now that we got that done, make sure you don't get sucked into that again. So you go shimmy yourself back down here, just like that. And now we're going to do this the right way. So you go over here, jump back up, keep going, dun 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 dun. If you get really unlucky, you can knock that guy on that platform, and that really truly sucks. But right about here. Now, just keep jumping. Like I said, when you land it, just keep jumping, and you got it. So, we're going to go over here, use the key. Now for the falling platforms. I believe there's 7. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're on number 8, and we're back at the swinging platforms. Our friends are back already. So once again, when it's about at the peak of the jump, or the peak of the swing, you're going to jump on it. And once you land the jump, you're just going to keep going. I'm rusty. I am absolutely rusty. So once again, 7 falling platforms. Let's do this the cool way. 1. Make it very much like Indiana Jones. Okay. Now, like I said, once you land it, just keep jumping, and you'll always be good. So there you go right there. That's exactly what you want to do. Now, if you're trying to... Oh, you bum. I was going to say, if you're trying to level up your XP, you can do this. And you get the points for the uppercuts, which is fantastic. So once you're here, again, the wooden spoons, you can see, you kind of magnetize to them, so it's not as hard as the swings. There you go. And then we're right here, and for the most part, we're done. You just got to do one more individual swing. Now, this one is a different... This is actually a different pattern, slightly, so... Got to be a little careful on it, but you have one baddie up here. You can do a slight jump up there. When you hang on the edge of the platform there, you can jump up and kind of hold back so you don't flip too far. And you can really control your jump and deliver a jump kick and kick him off. So, this is your first boss fight. Now, Fuji can be very difficult, but if you just do a slide and a grab at the right time, you can pretty much do that over and over, and you can really knock the character out. So, let's go for it. I don't know if this works on anything other than very hard difficulty, but slide, throw, slide, throw. And that's how you handle Fujin like a pro. Anybody can do that. Now you got to make sure you run over to either side of the ledge and grab onto the ledge. You don't want to go flying away as Fujin gives his last gust of breath here. And that is level 2 of Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. And you don't have a cool... This is your cutscene. He just materializes back. Now, on the first level there is some platforming that definitely can be challenging. But the trick to those swinging platforms is to make sure that you just continue jumping. As soon as you land the first jump, just keep jumping across, and it's not... you'll soon be playing it like an absolute pro. So, with that, let me go ahead and pause because this enemy's coming right at your face. And we will be ready for him on the next playthrough. There he is right there. He's charging at you. This level, as soon as you begin, this game reminds you just exactly how difficult it is. But let me go back to the main screen here. Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero, the game that just keeps on giving. Near and dear to my heart. That is level 2, how to beat it. If these are helping you, let me know in the comments section below. I'm having a blast doing this. Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff. I'm going to wrap up this segment of the video, or this video for now. But as always, I will see you on the next one. Thank you once again for watching. Headlocked heading out for now. But I will see you on the next Mortal Kombat video. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you soon. Peace.